Hey everybody. So again, I'm in Omaha this week, at least Wednesday through Friday. If you have any questions, you can email me. But traveling on Wednesday, I've got a little time in the hotel before I've got some evening plans on Wednesday, and then Thursday, busy all day. Friday, probably maybe in the afternoon, I might be able to get back on. But again, it's just Wednesday through Friday. So let's go over this. So next week, I do, after the career fair, again, this is the October 4th career fair, I would like you guys to meet in the classroom afterwards. So come all dressed to the nines and we'll debrief. And I think I'm going to have Eric Olson join us as well. We'll see. Maybe it'll be virtual, but I'd like kind of an update on where you are on your project. So it doesn't have to be like a full-blown presentation, but just have some notes that you can kind of share with him, and it may be just a brainstorming exercise more than anything. Okay, so it's not anything you have to get done. We just want to know where you all are. So you all should be spending kind of next week preparing for the career fair, but I had put it in this week's assignment to make sure you guys are doing it. I mean, you've been doing it. We've been doing this all along. Some of you still have a few little tweaks to do in your resumes. Some of you could do a little bit better with organizing your notes as far as which companies you want to meet with. We did reach the maximum capacity for companies. So we have 60 companies coming, and I'd be surprised if we have over 30 students attend. So I consider that a target-rich environment. So please go in there, talk to as many companies as you can take, and shake the hand, look them in the eye, get a business card, run on the back, follow up with the ones you really like. It's great practice. Let's see. And I would like you guys to try to partake in the pre-fair activities. I had provided you with a flyer, I think in week 1, and they are going to be this week. Try to, and then let me know how it goes. We rarely have students get involved with those things, but I know that they're good prep, and I know that Career Services likes to see you. I provided a recording of Ethics, and it's by Brad Giles. We recorded it just this last spring, and if you don't know who Brad is, he is, and I talk about it in the video, he is very well known, very well respected. He's been very kind to not only me, but my students. So after you watch it, I would like you to put something on LinkedIn and just say, hey, Brad Giles, we saw your video. Thank you so much. Just do something. Try to reach out to him and say, hey, Professor Lusheen just showed us a recording of your Cowboy Ethics. I really enjoyed it, and blah, blah, blah. He's a good guy to know. He really is, especially if you're going into construction. If any of you are interested, this would probably be a good time for you guys to submit your information for the Student Spotlight, and I can put that up. It might be good in the week, the days approaching the fair, to post stuff like that, because people are always asking, who's available, who's looking. So that might be fun to do. So just look and see what's required of it, and I provided some examples. You can provide that, and I'll try to get that done next weekend. How does that sound? So the big thing we're going to be doing this week is data mining, and there's a lot of different techniques I use. What data mining basically is it's reclassifying, reorganizing, maybe doing some internal calculations, some combining of data in order to understand something a little bit more. So I have 5 different Excel sheets, and I need your help mining the data from it. And I'm going to do an example. I'll do a demonstration for you. It seems like a lot, but it'll go really quick once you kind of pick it up. And I'm not going to do this yet. So I'm going to kind of do this on my own. I was also going to do audiograms. I didn't get to it. Here are the teams for the Johnson Tech manual material handling projects. So Joe, Chris, and Zach are Team 1. Dakota, Chase, and Tommy are Team 2. Alex, Timothy, Avery, and Colleen are Team 3. Chase is sort of the facilitator, the student leader for it, because he works at Johnson Tech with Eric. Try to at least talk to each other to have some ideas of what you're working on, things like that. For October 4th. So you guys did better. This is awesome, because when we did this in class this last week, I wasn't sure. So in week 2, here was the scoring, the averages, here's all the stats from it. And we had big, wide ranges. And so we practiced in class and we talked about it. Look at what you guys did. The lowest variance in one of the papers the week before, you guys, your highest one is lower than that. So I consider that a success. We'll keep working on these. I didn't assign any for this week because of the data mining assignment, but we'll get into this into the future again. So very proud of you guys. You guys are getting there. And I haven't had a chance to update the rubric. That's the other reason why I'm postponing it. Kicking the can down the road, eh, Lucien? But I am going to be working on updating this for our October 4th kind of debriefing, talking about Johnson Tech, and I'll sign it then. We'll kind of go over it then. So proud of you. So here is the, what I want you to do for the ethics. So this is Brad with his son. He's just such a genuine guy. I mean, I think you'd really enjoy his presentation. And he's not the type of guy to ever brag. And that's, especially in this day and age, so rare. He's such a great guy. Anyway, so listen to that. You'll get a lot of great insight on the way he views the profession and how to practice. Just a great guy. Here's where I'd have you upload your information for the student spotlight. So here's a few that I've done in the past. I don't remember which semesters these are all from. I think Samantha was spring. I think Mackenzie was fall. Blake might have been spring too. So I've got 4 different backgrounds. Let me know which background you want. Give me a professional headshot or a photo you really like. I think these are all pretty good. And just there's a little bit of information I want you to provide just to kind of catch people's eye. And then I'll let you proof it before I post it. Then I'll post it to LinkedIn. And that should do some stuff for you. So, data mining. I mentioned it just briefly, and I do it in 483 quite a bit, which I do it with the BLS data, OSHA data, work comp data, job hazard analysis, and safety audit data. I do a lot of things where I've collected stuff, but then I need to, it says it right here, just kind of change the look or combine certain things or do some calculations to get like a new variable. So it's important that you know how to do that. I've been data mining from my journal at Aprilaire. It's really helped me kind of come up with my observations based on the things I've been recording until I can get a system that automatically updates it. So I've been collecting air samples. Was that the right term? We've been monitoring the air for certain criteria. Is that what I want to say? Measures. And that's been guiding a lot of the decision making, some of the reports I've been writing. And I'd like to do a study, one, to determine sort of a cost benefit analysis, or at what point we should maybe just close down operations when it gets too hot and humid. And this is going to help with that. The other is I'm also looking for certain types of trends in order to determine my industrial hygiene sampling plan or program that I'm going to do in October and November. And you guys are definitely going to be part of that. So let's get you guys involved. So here is sort of my readout. We're going to be looking at the back dock, and that's going to be sort of our control measure. The Max 6 is the hottest area, and so that's going to be one that I really focus on. But the bonding line is also very hot. Pleaters is very hot, and Mach 3 is sort of an intermediary. They work real hard over there, but they've got a door open and some other ventilation, and so I'm going to be doing some inner comparison. And what I did is I looked over the last 3 months, and I tried to select some high highs and some low lows, and that's what I'm going to do. That's what we're going to do for the analysis, or I'm going to do the analysis and I'll report it to you. So I've got the breakdown of the names of what everything is assigned on the agenda. I think I'll bring that up in a moment. There are 3 what would you want to call it, Excel sheets in which you're going to have to draw 4 data points per time over 5 selected weeks, and it's 5 days a week, 24 hours a day, and 2 of them have 3 data points. So once you get into the mode of it, though, and know what numbers to look for, it should go very, very fast. But I'm going to do a demonstration soon. So for the 3, it's going to be, because that's green, it's going to be VOCs, humidity and temp. For the 4, it's going to be PM 2.5, which is particulate matter, 2.5 aerodynamic diameter, VOCs, humidity, and temperature. And so I think this is my Max 6. So you can see I could set the different, this is for a month. And so what I did is I tried to take some peaks and some valleys, and that's what we're going to do. You're going to see there are going to be some gaps. And what happens is somebody unplugged my sensor and the batteries died. And I'm not there every day. And so I go in and I reset things. So there'll be some gaps. Don't worry about it. Just indicate no data there. That's all you got to do. And there are 3 shifts running 24-hour periods. The time format is a 24-hour format. And I want numbers every 2 hours, and I'll be running start, finish, max, min, average, median, based on the numbers you guys give me. So I'll be calculating additional stuff after we get this. And here's just a look of the devices, though there are smaller devices too. So here's a basic look. So when you download something into a CSV, the data needs to be separated by commas. These people are so brilliant, they put in semicolons, and so it didn't separate out like it's supposed to. So that's what we're drawing from. So what we're going to do is data ranges. Okay. I'm going to give a demonstration. So this is an older picture. I had actually improved it to make it easier. But basically what you have here is you've got the date. So 6/26/2023. The time is 1420 seconds, which is 2 p.m. I think that's when we activated this one. But you're not supposed to use the first week. So none of the data points that I selected will be in the first 7 days of anything. So we're going to delete everything we don't need to make it just easier and kind of condense everything. So here's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be drawing from 5 different time periods. And see, it goes from a Sunday night at 10 p.m. to a Friday night at 10 p.m. And that covers 3 shifts for 5 days. That's the typical work week. We're going to collect every 2 hours, and it's going to be 10, 12, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, around. So there'll be about 12 measures per day, 5 days per week, about 60 data points per week, times by 5 weeks, as you see. 300 samples is what you're going to be generating. So let me show you, give you an example. Let's start with Max 6. So I hope this is showing up. I'm not really seeing anything here for what's being measured. Hopefully it's working. So these are the weeks we want to do it for. Here are the times. So we can look over here, and this starts at 7/7. So what I'm looking for now, the first one is 7/23. So what I can do is I can highlight this and just scroll and look for 7/23. And I want to start 7/23 at 10 o'clock, which is 10 o'clock. Would that be 2,200 hours? 23 is what I'm looking for. See, just in talking, it goes pretty quick. I'm looking for 7/23 up at 2,200 hours. Oh, I just found it. Oh, I went too far. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to delete this. Right click, delete. So now my first day, the 23rd at 10 o'clock is right here. And so now what I'm looking for, and I try to give ranges to help you find everything. So we can move that over there. I can blow this up a little bit so you can see it better on the video. And so I'm doing, this is 7/23. The time is 10 p.m. And I don't want to record radon. I want temperature. It's going to be between 73 and 92. And as I look in here, I see that there's an 86.79, and that's what I'm looking for. So 86.79. I want the humidity, which should be right next to it, 41.29. We don't want the pressure. That'd be 451. We don't want CO2, which maybe that's 451. Yeah, that's the 451. The pressure must be down below here. It's 29.05 inches of mercury. So 205, I believe, is going to be my VOC number. Is that correct? It is. So I'm going to put in 205. And then I'm not going to do PM1. I'm going to do PM2. You should have 2 numbers that be very similar. So it's 24. 24 micrograms per meter cubed. So that's my 10 o'clock reading. Now I want to go to 2400. So I can delete this and go down to 2400. It's going to go pretty quick. 2400, which is midnight, right? So delete. And do you consider, I guess it would be 724, right? So it's the next day. It's 12 a.m., I guess we call it. So let's see what the temp is. And I may have to go down a couple minutes. That's okay. It's just kind of at the general time here. I'm pointing at it like you can see my screen. Let's see here. So we've got 87.13. It's getting warmer. That's crazy. But it's a heat generating process. 40.81, 40.80. The VOC is it 165? So that dropped down a little bit. And then this is 30. So it's going to bounce a little bit, but I'll be doing, averages and stuff like that. So what's my next one? So it's going to be 7:24 because now we're on Monday instead of the Sunday. And now this is going to be 2 a.m. So that's going to be an 02. So I'm going to scroll this down and look for 02. Oh, there, got it. Delete. And the temp looks to be 87.1. Wait, yeah. Is that right? No, I gotta. Okay, so I'm getting a little bit mixed up here because I've got data from midnight right here. So I'm gonna go to the 2 and go down here and see that it's 86.81. Can you guys see that right there? The humidity is 41.27. VOC is going to be on the next line. Is it 91 now? Yeah, it's 91. Okay. Bouncing around. And 37. Take the final number. So then I would do that same thing for 4 a.m., 6 a.m., and so on and so forth. And that would be my, I would go through the week. So what is it? 12 per day times by 5. So that's what it'll end up. It doesn't really matter what's over here. It's just to bring it up so you can see it. It's the best way to do it. So that's what I want you to do. So that's for when you've got to pull 4 dots. Okay. So let me do the one with the 3. Back dock. So this is our comparison or control. So again, we want to do 7:23. So I'm going to highlight this and find 7:23 at 10 p.m. We started this one early. This one started in June. Looking for 7:23. We're almost there. Oh, got to it. 7:23, 2,200 hours. Okay, there it is. Delete. And here we go. So 7:23. This is at 10 p.m. And the temp, oh, this is so much easier. It's all right there. So the temp is 83.41. The humidity is 47. And the VOCs is 339. Oh, that was easy. So these are, it looks like I'm going to center these. So make sure you center them. That's kind of nice. This is much, much easier. So then I'll do one for midnight. I'll just delete what's not there and just keep adding it. You see, these are going to be pretty quick, I think. The other one, it's a little bit more sophisticated because there's more there. But as you can see, you kind of have an idea of what the numbers are going to be, so it's easier to draw. It's just, it'll probably take the most amount of time to like click and drag to the next one. So I just took it from 2,200. Now I'm looking for 724. Oh, geez, that went really fast. Got way ahead of myself. 723, 724. 0 hours. Delete. There it is. So this is going to be for 12 a.m. And the temp is 83.59. That was a hot day, especially if that's in the morning like that. 47% humidity and still 339. Interesting. Okay. There might be movement in some areas, other areas not as much. This would be 724 now. And that is what I want everybody to do. So do your work, save it with your initials on it, and upload the Excel sheet. And hopefully it's all compressed like that. So how far does this go? Well, this is every couple minutes for the last several months. Oh, it didn't go that far. But as you can see, as I click, drag, deleted, it got rid of a lot really, really quickly. And I think once you get used to what you're going to be drawing from it, it should go pretty quick. So let's just quickly look at, so here's the agenda for this week. It's posted right on the page. So got the ethics, got the data mining. That's going to take the most amount of time. If you want to do the student spotlight, upload your information onto Canvas. And it can be this week or later. You don't have to do it this week. You decide later. And then make sure you're doing your final prep for the career fair. And I just want to see what you're thinking, companies you want to go visit. And then next week we will meet in the classroom after the fairs. You don't have to be there right at 2. Just come on over whenever you're done. Again, either Eric will be there or maybe virtually, but we'll kind of talk about the projects. We'll debrief about the career fair. I'm going to talk about some other things too. So here's the assignment. So Dakota and Colleen, you're doing Mac 6. I gave you the demonstration on that. Joe and Tommy are doing Mac 3. And I'm having 2 people do the same thing so I can compare it. And I can evaluate it that way. Pleaders is Chris and Zach. The back dock is Chase and Avery, and that's another one I gave an example of. Bonding is Timothy and Alex. So as you can see, I would set aside a good hour to work on that. Maybe take a little bit more, I'm not sure. But you saw just in this time that I was doing it, I could have gotten a lot further, especially if I had some music playing. So, hope you guys have a great week. Again, I'll be out of town. I'll be back on Friday afternoon. Fingers crossed, you never know. And then we'll get back to it next week. Next week is going to be really exciting. It's got the career fair, and yeah, we can finally get kind of back to normal. So, again, email me if you have questions, but I won't be able to probably get back to you until, when I'm on break and stuff on Thursday and Friday. But otherwise, yeah, have a good week.